Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel The Commerce Coach. So today we shall be starting in continuation with our last lecture. In last lecture was about marginal costing. Marginal costing. So we are doing marginal costing from few days now, and we have lecture number 1, 2 and 3 based upon marginal costing. So in the very first lecture of marginal costing, I told you about fixed cost, the concept of fixed cost, and a concept of variable cost. So the relevance, the concept, the nature, that how the variable cost changes as the level of production increases, and how the variable cost changes as the level of production changes. These things we have already discussed. Now we shall see some of the formulas to find out. See, in the question itself, sometimes we will be requiring to find out the amount of fixed cost. In such conditions, in such situations, these formulas 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 formulas will help us out to find out what is the amount of fixed cost as asked by the question. Now the very first formula that we have is BEP in units multiplied by contribution per unit. See, BEP, as you all are aware with this term BEP. So if we have got BEP in units and you have also got contribution per unit, then you can easily multiply these two and find out what is the amount of fixed cost. Suppose the BEP units is 5000 units and the contribution per unit is 15, then in simple you can find out that what is the amount of fixed cost that you have got is 75,000. As simple as that. Okay, the relationship between BEP and contribution I have already explained in the lesson or in the lecture in which I have explained you the BEP and the formulas to find out BEP. Now there is a close relationship between BEP and fixed cost, because BEP is a situation where you are only able to recover your fixed cost. See, if you do not remember, let me explain you. Let me explain you with white color itself so that you can see properly. Now see, if we talk about income statement under marginal costing, you will see that first of all we have sales, and from sales we deduct variable cost, and after deduction we get contribution. Okay, and from this contribution we deduct fixed cost, and from this fixed cost we get profit finally. Now as I have told you in the very beginning that you just have to remember this cost sheet and you are done with the chapter. Now if you talk about BEP, see, you will be earning no profit, and at the same time you will not be earning any losses also. See, for this situation, let's suppose the sale is 100, variable cost is 80. Now the contribution is 20 and your fixed cost is also 20. Now your profit is 0. No profit, no loss situation. Now your BEP is a point where you are only able to recover your fixed cost. So BEP and fixed cost have a close relationship. As you can see here that I am only able to recover my fixed cost out of my contribution. That is why in the formula it was written there as BEP in units multiplied by contribution per unit gives you fixed cost. To get the idea about the formula, let me explain you here. Suppose these amount are in per unit. These amount are in per unit only. Selling price per unit is 100, variable cost per unit is 80, contribution is 20, and fixed cost, let's say it is per unit 20. Now if you want to find out fixed cost in amount, you can find out BEP in units multiply by contribution per unit. See, what is your contribution per unit is 20. Contribution per unit is 20. So you can find out easily that you have got contribution per unit. Now BEP in units, let's suppose BEP in units is 1000 units. So you have got it like this, 2000 as fixed cost. Now can we find out with BEP? Can we find it out, the fixed cost can we find with BEP in rupees? So the answer is yes. So if you have BEP in rupees, you can multiply it with PV ratio and you can find out the amount of fixed cost. As you can see here, if we talk about units, we have a close relationship with contribution per unit. If you talk about in absolute rupees, you have a close relationship with PV ratio. PV ratio is nothing but itself a contribution percentage ratio. So I guess there are no doubts regarding with these two formulas. So first formula we have got it right here, second formula we have got it right here, based upon the same logics. Okay, so first formula we have done with the first formula. We are done with the second formula also. We are done with the second formula. BEP in rupees multiplied by PV ratio. PV ratio is nothing but contribution upon sales multiplied by 100, or contribution percentage ratio. Now in the same way, as you can see here, sales minus variable cost gives you contribution, minus fixed cost gives you profit. Now if I go backward, I have to find out this amount. If I go backward, I can deduct profit from contribution and I will be getting this amount as balancing figure. See, for an example, let me give an example. See, suppose my sales are 100, my variable cost are 80, my contribution is 20. Okay, now I do not know about fixed cost, or let's take it as 1 lakh, 80,000 and 20,000. I do not know about my fixed cost, but I know about my profits. My profits are, let's suppose, 5,000. Now if you want to find out your fixed cost, how would you find? You can go backward and deduct this 5,000 from this 20,000 and you can get fixed cost as 15 as balancing figure. As simple as that. So the formula is contribution minus profits. So if you have contribution and you also have profits, then you can easily find out what is fixed cost. Okay, I guess no doubts are there regarding this formula. So the third formula has also been done. Now the fourth one, sale value multiplied by PV ratio minus profit. See, nothing new. Why? See, sales multiplied by PV ratio is nothing but it is contribution. If you remember, I have told you when I was explaining you the contribution, I have told you that to find out contribution we have a formula named as sales multiplied by PV ratio. So if you multiply with sales PV ratio, you can find out contribution. See, we had a formula contribution minus profit. This is the same formula but in more detailed view. Contribution is here, now minus profit from it. So in the same way you had formula number 3, in the same way you have formula number 4. Nothing new with it. You can cop up with this formula as you have cop up with the formula number 3. Now fifth formula, quantity sold multiplied by contribution per unit minus profit. Again same thing is repeating. Why? See, quantity sold multiplied by contribution per unit gives you nothing but contribution. But what contribution? Total contribution. If you deduct from total contribution profit, you can get fixed cost. Simple. So basically on the formula number 3, contribution minus profit, you can derive formula number 4 and formula number 5. What was formula number 4? Sales multiplied by PV ratio minus profits. So in these ways you can find out the amount of fixed cost. You must know this because there are certain points where you will be required to find out fixed cost in the question. Okay, I hope you have got the formulas. All the 5 formulas we have got. Now let's move on. So if we move on now, we can see about formulas for profit. Now we can see formulas for profit. See, sales minus variable costs. Please fix this statement into your mind. You are done with the chapter. Believe me, you are done with the chapter. So first of all, we have sales minus variable cost, we get contribution, fixed cost, we get profit. Now super easy. We were talking about this earlier, now we are talking about this. Let me change the color of ink so that you can get the better idea. Now profit is closely connected with MOS and fixed cost is closely connected with BEP. Just keep this into your mind, because as I have told you, MOS is the point where you will be starting to earn profits, itself. Now the same formulas are there, just substitute BEP with MOS. At the same place we had BEP earlier, now we have MOS. So in the same way, contribution minus profit, earlier it is basically contribution minus fixed cost, because it is a straightforward formula. Contribution minus fixed cost gives you profit. And in the same way, we had the formula number 3, 4 and 5 related with each other. We have the same thing here. See, contribution, same formula for contribution, same formula for contribution and same formula for contribution. So remember the formula number 3, you are done with the 4 and 5. Now units and rupees, just substitute BEP. At the place of BEP you just have to write MOS and MOS, because MOS is the point where you start to earn the profits. Now what you have got from this, let me write a summary here. How can we remember, sir? Because there are a lots of formulas in the chapter of marginal costing. So fixed cost and profits. So basically fixed cost is related with BEP, profits are related with MOS. Now BEP can be in units, can be in absolute value, and fixed cost is also related with contribution, and profits are also related with contribution. Now MOS can also be in two things, units and absolute value. See, so if you multiply with units, contribution per unit, you are done. If you multiply with PV ratio, you are done. And in the same manner, if you multiply contribution per unit here, you are done. PV ratio, you are done. Now contribution, so if you deduct from contribution profits, you will get fixed cost. If you deduct from contribution fixed cost, you will get profit. As simple as that. Now more formulas can be driven because contribution can be found out in more than one ways, right? So if you multiply sales with PV ratio and profit, as usual, you will be getting fixed cost. Now contribution can be find it out in the same way, PV ratio, but now you have to deduct fixed cost, you will be getting profit. See, summary of fixed cost. So see, I am making lectures with some same elements that have same relevance, like I made with contribution and PV ratio, close related. Now I made a video with BEP and MOS, close related. because BEP and MOS are closely related. Now I made a video on fixed cost and basically profit, closely related, and I am going with the flow of statement. See, if you see, you can see I am going with the flow of statement, this income statement. So please note it down, the summary of today's lecture. It will help you a lot, because we have done fixed cost and profits, all the formula we have done. Now we shall move on to some of the miscellaneous formulas that we have. See, these are miscellaneous formulas by name only. These formulas are super important for examination point of view, because these formulas are used while taking decisions. See, sales to earn a desired profit. If you want to know how much sales is required to earn a profit, see, this is the formula we have got. Now let me explain you. We have two formulas. Your sales manager, or let's say your manager, asks you to tell him sales in two ways, in units and in absolute rupees. So he said you that tell me number of units that we are required to produce at least to earn a profit of 1 lakh. Now you know that only after recovering our fixed cost, or after the point of BEP, we start to earn profit. So first of all, we have to earn 1 lakh rupees, that is desired profit. First of all, we have to earn 1 lakh rupees, but we also want to recover our fixed cost. Let's suppose 50,000 fixed cost. As I told you that after fixed cost only you will be earning profit. So that means first of all you have to recover, your first priority is to recover fixed cost, then you will be earning profits. Got the logic? First of all you have to recover your fixed cost, then you will be earning profits. Divided by PV ratio. Sorry, as it is in units, as I have told you in the last lecture as well, that when we talk about units, we are just going with contribution per unit. When we are going with the absolute amount, we are going with the PV ratio. See, contribution per unit. See, if you divide by contribution per unit, you will be getting the sales unit required to earn a profit of 1 lakh. See, suppose the contribution per unit is, let's suppose 15. Now what is the required sales unit to earn a profit of 1 lakh? See, if you can see, the units are 10,000. But if I substitute with PV ratio, let's suppose PV ratio is 10%, then I would get the answer in absolute rupees as 15 lakh. See, I have to make sales of 15 lakhs to earn a profit of 1 lakh, or I can say I have to sell 10,000 units to earn a profit of 1 lakh. So in the both way you can find it out. If you are talking about units, in the number of units, you can go with the contribution per unit, and if you are talking about absolute rupees, in the absolute amount, then you can go with the profit volume ratio. See, contribution per unit is in absolute amount, and PV ratio is nothing but contribution divided by sales multiplied by 100, or we can say contribution percentage. So in the both ways you are considering contribution only. This is in absolute measure, this is absolute measure because you are taking the absolute number, but this is relative measure. You are not taking the absolute number, but you are taking the absolute number with the relationship of sales. So in the both ways you can find it out, find out the required sales to earn a specific amount of profit. This is a very important formula, formula number 1 and formula number 2. We are done with these formulas. Now shutdown sales is a basically important topic. I will be covering it later on. For the sake of now, just remember this formula: fixed cost minus shutdown cost divided by PV ratio. For now, just remember this formula I will let you know the logics, the treatment behind this formula soon, because this formula will be using very soon. This will be using very soon, and this will be using soon, because it has got separate concept, but this concept is not separate, just an addition to the concept. Now shutdown sales is with it. Now indifference point, also a different concept to tell you guys. I will be telling you this concept also individually. For now, just remember this formula, that what is the formula for indifference point. I will be asking you when I will be covering the concept for indifference point. So today you have learned a lot. So what have you learned today? From this lecture, what have you learned? First of all, you have learned all the formula for fixed cost, then for profit, then you learned a formula to find out required sales in units and in absolute rupees. Then you got an homework to remember some of the formulas without any logics. I know, without any logics, or it is illogical to remember, but I will tell you the concept later on. Today I told you the concept of fixed cost, the concept of profit, and concept of required sales in units and as well as in rupees. So with this, let's wind up today's session, and from next session we would be covering questions. See, the concept of marginal costing, the concepts of marginal costing is like, if I tell you an example of concept of marginal costing, it is like learning how to drive. It is like this. See, if you read in book that how to drive, the easy steps, the super easy steps are there. Take out the key, put the key into the hole, start the bike, or let's take an example of scooty. Scooty is super easy to drive as per the steps mentioned in the book. Start the scooty and ride it, super easy, steps are over. The question is here, now after reading, do you actually going to ride? The answer is no, because only by reading you cannot learn how to ride a scooty. You have to practice for this, then only you can learn the concepts of driving a scooty or riding a scooty. In the same way, for remaining concepts I will be sharing questions, because by doing questions only we can learn those concepts. The concepts which can be learned without doing the questions I have already told you, but there are also more concepts which we will be learning by the help of questions only. Now a special announcement for all the students that who are in finals and also watching this video. Now what about the students who are in finals? We have done these things into intermediate level and we do not require to do this again, but let me tell you that you have to revise whole base of intermediate. Whole base you have to revise to tackle the question of final, because the questions are too much complicated in such a way that you must know each and everything about intermediate, then only you can proceed further. For such you have to watch the lesson for intermediate. Now I will not take much questions, I will not take 100 to 200 questions, but yes, I will take moderate number of questions, but I will revise you each and every topic of intermediate, okay, for finals. And for the students of intermediate, let me tell you that the questions will be asked from there only, from their video, from my videos only, from there only. You just have to do the booklet, that I will be providing you with the questions, okay, and no questions will be asked out of such ambit. Do not worry, for intermediate 100% marginal costing will be covered, but for the final Once we complete for the inter, then we will be moving for the final. But till now you have to just watch the lectures of intermediate. Once I start a question in video for finals, you also have to start it with me. If you complete it in the right way, then very good. If you have any errors at any step, then you must visit the video. That is why I am providing this, because I have received a lot of requests from students saying that yes, our base is very weak now because it has been a long time we have practiced the marginal costing. Okay, so with this, let's wind up today's session. I hope you have learned a lot from this session, and please do not forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the notification of every lecture that I post. And from now I will be posting all the lecture for costing and law. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye, and stay safe and stay home.